It was a very, very good lap, probably the best one I've done in qualifying. So yeah, happy. I guess a bit fortunate with the yellow flag at the end because I wasn't going to go any quicker than what I did. And I know Max and Carlos were both up on me, so I got everything out of the car, which is the main thing. The rest is up to them and up to the others, so I'm happy with the job and the improvements we made as a team. I think we took a step forward. Not as quick as the others still, but gave me a good shot.
Hey Max, I think I saw you were purple in that first sector. How much does it hurt to just not get the chance really to complete that lap?
Yeah, I mean, these things happen sometimes. It's not in your control. I mean, my first lap in Q3, I missed turn 19, so that wasn't ideal from my side. Otherwise, I think it would have been pole already, looking back. But yeah, the second lap was coming together nicely. At the end of the day, you know, these things happen with a yellow flag. Most important is that it seemed like we were competitive again, and hopefully, of course, we'll be competitive also tomorrow in the race.
Yeah, very pleased, thank you. So far, a strong weekend, and we managed to do a very good step compared to yesterday in qualifying, exactly what I wanted to do. And I'm very happy to say that even that Q3 run 2 lap, coming 3/10 quicker up until 16, was feeling quite special, so very gutted to not being able to finish it.
Charles, so unlucky at the end, obviously. Well, I know everyone was when George went off. Just talk me through how you're feeling right now and what you think might have been possible in quali.
I think it will have been either P3 or P4, so it doesn't change much because it will have been with Carlos. So for the team, it's exactly the same. Yeah, I mean, I think we have a really good car for the race. We knew that for qualifying we will struggle a bit more because we didn't have any fix. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, struggled. Through most of the session, to be honest, just didn't feel comfortable with the car, and quite unpredictable. So wasn't the easiest session, definitely, but you know, P5 is a reasonable starting spot for tomorrow. I think, you know, the sprint pace looked reasonably encouraging in some cleaner air, and yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really difficult session. Yesterday we had a car, both Lewis and I fighting for pole position. Today we were both almost out in Q1, and then I was 6 tenths away from pole at the start of Q3. I was on a really strong lap. I was 5 tenths up at one point, but then it went away from me in sector 3, and then obviously I had the crash. I was really disappointed because the team have worked so hard to bring these upgrades to the car, and I was just trying too hard to find something that, in all honesty, wasn't there and paid the price. So yeah, really quite upset with how that's ended, but yeah, not much more to say.
It's been quite a long time since we made it to Q3, and I must say it was very enjoyable driving the car. Like we made quite a lot of changes after the sprints, still exploring this new package, and there were directions that we wanted to you know, explore, and I think, yeah, clearly it was a big step in terms of control and potential, and it was just so much nicer to drive, and I think quite surprising to have found that much performance, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely encouraging for the future.
Hey Fernando, considering how difficult that car is to drive at the minute, you must be delighted with P8 in quali.
Yeah, I think it's a good result for sure. Has been a tough weekend in terms of feeling the car. We made setup changes after FP1 and after the sprint race this morning. So yeah, we're still experimenting a little bit. So not in a happy place yet, but the result is good. Hopefully allowed us to score some points tomorrow. That's the target.
Hey Kevin, well, top 10 start, but you've got a face of you that suggests it could have been a bit better today?
Yeah, it could. There was that yellow flag at the end, and so my lap time from qualifying is on a U soft, and yeah, I had a fantastic lap on the new, but in the last sector with the yellow flag, of course, I had to abort it, but it was at that point 3 or 4 tenths up, and there's still two corners to go. So I mean, the low or the 32.9s that we see from Piastri, I think it's not at all impossible. So yeah, annoyed with that, of course, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it was a shame because I think things were looking really positive for us. We were definitely on our own, and we were improving quite a bit. We were learning a lot with it from the tire, and yeah, we were just. I think things were coming back to us on that final run. Unfortunately, we didn't get to show it in Q3. Q2 I was P5, so giving everything it's in it. I think things were looking strongly.
Very shame that I didn't able to go through Q3, but yeah, something to definitely. I didn't feel fully comfortable with it. That the pace or a bit of car as well, probably towards my setup or anything, but also I could have probably a little bit better as well, but overall, I mean, still not bad place to start tomorrow, close to the points, and we do as much as we can.
No, car felt okay. I think it was okay, but unfortunately my laps in Q2 were not great, not clean. Both times I got caught off guard in turn 1, and I don't know, it's a nasty one. When you start sliding there, you lose a ton of lap time, and that was the cause or the reason why I'm here now and not out there.
Hey Espan, was that the most you reckon you could have got out of the car today?
Unfortunately, yes. I think that's all there was really. I was dancing quite a lot with the limit, through the high-speed section, and looking at the data. That's where I'm missing the most. And unfortunately, I think I was quite on the limit on there. There wasn't much more. So it's quite positive, I would say. I think the base car performance here is better than other places, but the upgrade seems to really be going in the right direction.
Hey Lance, I know every time we've talked this weekend the car's been so difficult to drive. Did it feel any better in quali?
No.
Just talk me through how difficult it was then as you're trying to make your way around this lap to try and hook something together and get something out of it.
Yeah, it was very difficult for sure.
Is it just the car isn't doing what you want it to do?
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of the story of it.
Honestly, from my side, happy to put the lap together, to put the performance there and show what the speed that honestly we felt from P1 yesterday. The car felt good, and I knew that being the first session, if the speed was already there in session 1, we probably had a bit more to find. So we made some changes with the car going into quali, and I think they were really positive. So all good learnings, and from my side, I was just happy to put that lap together.
Hey Alex, you said after the sprint that you're going to make some changes to the car. How did the car feel out there, and were you disappointed to just miss out by fractionals to the most you could have done?
A little bit, but I think we just went out at the wrong time. I think everyone went out. Everyone was on their out laps, so we were on our push laps. So I think we overtook, or at least I overtook maybe 9 or 10 cars on my best lap. So a lot of dirty air, a lot of places where you didn't really know where the line was or couldn't see the braking points because cars were just all over the place. So frustrating. I think we struggle on the softs, to be honest with you. We've been struggling all weekend on the softs. I think the car was better than it was yesterday.
Yeah, tough quali I think for us. We didn't look so competitive. I think my lap 1 was all right, but lap 2 I just lost the rear very aggressively there in the high speed. So just very odd. Don't know exactly what happened. We did a big change in the car for quali and looks like it didn't work, so we'll see later.
Hey Valtteri, so tight out there in qualifying. Can you take some positives from how the car felt, even if you got knocked out early in quali?
Close, and actually closer than what we've seen in the recent events. To get into Q2 was about, I think, 1/10. So that's positive. I mean, still we've got work to do, but at least we're closer. So yeah, some positives.
Hey Lewis, I know you weren't too happy with how it went this morning. Just how did the car feel in quali, and were you disappointed with how kind of you were not able to maybe extract the performance you'd hoped for?
I'm P19, so
where did the pace go?
I don't know.
Have you got any kind of answers of why it was so tough out there?
I know that something was broken in the sprint, but the guys worked really hard to fix it. But it was terrible in quali. So definitely demoralizing. But it is what it is, and I'll look forward to next week.
For me, compared to the last few weekend, also compared to yesterday, like I said yesterday, without the lap deleted was there as well. So it's good, obviously, to stay close, but of course it's not easy, and I'm trying to manage with what I have, of course. Very close, to my teammate, close to top 15, which is a bit of a surprise, but it's good to see that way, of course.